Have you ever had the perfect solution for someone? You know you can help them. But the moment you have to actually ask for the sale, your stomach just ties itself in knots. You feel pushy or even manipulative. So you just soften the ask or you skip it altogether. And then you watch that person walk away, still stuck with the same problem you could have helped them solve. Here's the thing, your silence is actually very expensive for your client. Welcome to another episode in our new interactive format where my team and I break down the tools and frameworks I use with my clients. Today we're going to unpack my guide on the 5 mindset shifts that take you from dreading sales conversations to actually looking forward to them. Because when you make this shift, when you stop seeing sales as something you do to someone, and you start seeing it as something you do for them, the awkwardness dissolves, the pressure disappears, and you start closing more deals without ever feeling like you're being pushy. Let's get into it.
We've all had that feeling, right? You've got this service, you know it can help people, but the second you have to actually ask for the sale,
You feel pushy.
exactly, or, even predatory. So our mission today is to break that cycle. We're digging into a guide by Melissa Marchand that's all about shifting your mindset from selling to serving.
And it lays out 5 very specific shifts. The goal is to get to a place where you actually look forward to these conversations.
Because you see them for what they are,
Right.
which is an act of help.
I think the whole thing starts with this idea that we see sales as something we do to someone,
Right.
not something we do for them. And that first shift is realizing that if you have a solution and you don't offer it, you're actually doing them a disservice.
That completely flips it. I was looking at this case study in the guide, a woman who is just paralyzed by a fear of public speaking.
Okay.
She keeps getting passed over for promotions. Watching people who are, frankly, less qualified climb the ladder while she just stays put.
And that's the cost of inaction they talk about.
Yes. It's not just a missed sale for the coach. For her, it's a career that's about to stall out completely.
That's the nugget right there. The real conversation isn't about the price of your service. It's about the price the client pays if they don't change.
So if the coach is too polite to push, that woman is facing burnout.
Or worse, obsolescence. Your silence is actually really expensive for your client.
Okay, so say we accept that. It's our duty to help. How do we make the conversation not feel so awkward?
Well, the guide talks about the selling you don't notice.
Like the barista who suggests a maple scone with your latte.
Exactly. Or the stylist who says, hey, your scalp looks a little dry. Have you tried this treatment? It doesn't feel like a pitch.
It feels like advice.
Because it's relevant. It's grounded in an immediate need, so you feel empowered. It feels like you're buying, which is proactive.
Instead of being sold to, which feels passive,
Mm-hmm.
like you're losing control. But then you get to shift 3, which is about moving the spotlight onto the client's dream outcome. And I have to admit, that part made me a little nervous.
How so?
It just sounds a bit, I don't know, like a cheesy infomercial. Imagine your perfect life.
It only feels that way if you aren't actually listening. The guide says something great here. The winner of a sales call is just the person who cares the most.
Cares more about their success.
Yes, you're not painting some fake picture. You're just helping them see the bridge from where they are now to where they desperately want to be.
And to do that, you have to speak their language.
Hmm.
The language of pain, as the source calls it.
Mm-hmm.
So a term like data overload isn't just a messy spreadsheet. It's that 3.0M feeling of
Panic.
total panic. I have all this information, and I still don't know if I'm making any money. It's the fear of being wrong.
Precisely. And if you want to learn that language, the best thing you can do is just stop talking.
The listening calls.
Set up 20 minutes. Don't pitch a thing. Just ask one question. What's the specific tension you feel every day with this problem? And then you just listen.
You let them describe the nightmare. Then your solution becomes the way out.
But what happens when you do all of that and they still say no?
That's shift 5. Reframing no. There's this great example of a person who gets a not now from a client.
Right, because they're busy onboarding a new CFO.
Instead of arguing, the person just says, okay, here's a free template that might help with that onboarding process.
See, a no is rarely about you. It's almost never a rejection of your value.
So what is it?
It's often the client admitting they don't trust themselves to handle the change yet. By giving value anyway, you're still their guide. You're building a bridge for when they finally are ready.
It really does take the pressure off. Your job isn't to force a yes. It's just to provide clarity.
You shift from what can I get to how can I help?
And the tension just dissolves.
It turns a transaction into a transformation.
So, before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a thought. Think about the last time you said no to buying something. Was it really that you didn't want the result? Or were you just a little bit afraid of the change it would require from you? Now, how would your approach change if you assumed your clients were just as afraid of their own potential? Thanks for exploring this with us. We'll see you next time.
How would your approach change if you assumed your clients were just as afraid of their own potential? That's where the real sales conversations begin. They don't begin with pressure. They begin with understanding. All right, so I need your feedback on this new format. If you like this new conversational style better than my solo episodes, or if you don't, email me at melissa@melissamarchand.com or DM me on LinkedIn, and your feedback will shape how we do this the rest of the year. I'm Melissa Marchand, helping accomplished professionals build consulting businesses they love. If you know someone who's leaving money on the table because they're afraid to ask for the sale, share this episode with them.